Hi, I'm Star, and this is the Voluntaryist Nugget, episode 3. Today, I just had a brief thought I wanted to share with you all about marijuana. As a voluntarist, I, of course, believe that everyone should be able to ingest or smoke or inject or rub on their scrotums anything that they want, marijuana included, of course. Hey, it's your body. Do what you want with it. Now, it seems like for most of the world, people are starting to come to the realization that marijuana, at least, is not dangerous and that people ought to be allowed to use it freely. Even a lot of conservative Americans are starting to come around, probably because they know someone who has had their life destroyed, not because they smoked weed, but because they got caught smoking weed and ended up locked in a cage. Even a lot of Republicans are like, all those other drugs are bad, but I guess marijuana's okay. We shouldn't be locking people up for using it. Another factor that's making people change their minds is that there is now quite a bit of science available that says, hey, guess what? Marijuana is actually not bad for you, and it doesn't cause people to act violently, and it's actually very valuable as a medicinal product for many painful, debilitating, and even life-threatening diseases. It's hard to ignore this stuff. Some people still do, but more and more are waking up to the reality that weed is far less dangerous than alcohol, which is totally legal. So I think it's great that people are coming around, but there are still some holdouts, and one of the most pernicious arguments in favor of keeping pot illegal and locking people who use it in a cage is that marijuana is a gateway drug. I used to blow off this argument as self-evidently untrue. But I've been giving it some thought lately, and I've decided that in a way, it's totally true. See, marijuana isn't a gateway drug because doing it makes you want to try other, harder, more dangerous drugs. No. It's a gateway drug for young people because it's not allowed. A lot of kids and teenagers go through phases where anything that's forbidden is super tempting. Think about it. Cigarettes, alcohol. Teenagers aren't allowed to use them, and it makes them want to try. But usually, by the time they've reached the age of majority and had a few binges, these things don't seem so tempting anymore. Most people who make it to the age of 18 without becoming smokers never start. I think a lot of this teenage tendency toward the forbidden is due to the fact that our society does not allow them any autonomy, especially in schools. But that's a topic for a different nugget. My point is that for a lot of kids, doing something that's forbidden gives them a little thrill. If they go on from the thrill of smoking the dreaded marijuana plant to the thrill of scoring an 8-ball, it has less to do with the effects of the drugs themselves and more to do with the fact that the drugs are illegal. So if all drugs were legal and individuals were free to use them, would marijuana be a gateway drug? I don't think so. See, people only act rebelliously if there are arbitrary rules to rebel against. That goes for kids and adults. That's why we have the Mile High Club. All drugs, including alcohol and cigarettes, should be legal and freely available. Parents should discuss the effects of drugs with their kids and make sure they are educated enough to make informed decisions about what they put into their bodies. And most importantly, we should remember that people who feel free, loved, and secure in their lives are much less likely to abuse drugs and alcohol than those who feel trapped, unloved, and unsafe. So provide a safe and loving environment for your kids with plenty of autonomy so they can learn to make good decisions for themselves. Marijuana isn't dangerous. It isn't a gateway drug in and of itself. Rebellion is a gateway drug. So stop supporting arbitrary rules. I hope you enjoyed this nugget. If you did, why not go ahead and like this video, and share it, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you soon!